This video is for you if you are in a season of endings. So, this energy is it's heavy, it's deep, and I'm getting a lot of visuals with it. And so, as we know, there are no endings without beginnings. This is just how creation works in this realm, and we get to go on that journey here on earth of experiencing the end and thinking that the end is real. But truly, the only thing that is real is the I am that I am, right? And so that's what I feel to be true. And the greatest illusion is separateness. And so the greatest illusion is that when things come to an end, they're actually coming to an end. And it can be so hard for our human bodies to actually process that. When I listened to Esther Hicks talk about this, Abraham Hicks channeling Esther Hicks, well, actually, it would have been Esther Hicks talking about this part, or maybe Esther talking about it. Esther was experienced this as a human. Abraham Hicks would have been commenting on it. And so Esther had lost her husband. And the way that would be talked about in these videos, at least, it was really playful, and it was really from the understanding that there is no actual end to what is of the one infinite creator, and that this is all an illusion here. But of course, for the average one, not even just the average, like I don't know. I've always kind of questioned that, and I don't know what it looked like for Esther when she lost her husband. I'm sure there's stages of grief. And I think that it would be spiritual bypassing to not allow yourself to feel those stages and those real human emotions. And I think that those real human emotions are what we came here to feel. The sadness, the confusion, the anger, all the stages of grief that come up when something comes to an end. Of course, it's like when we lose someone, there's grief, but also like when we don't get a job that we want, there's grief. When we have to move, there's grief. When we have an end of a cycle, there's always going to be some level of grief about it. And that is natural for us. But every single time this happens, whenever I go through it myself, like when I lost my baby horses this year, I knew like the intensity of what that felt like. I had no idea what that would ever feel like. I never thought about it, but it was so intense when it happened. I knew that something new was going to come into my life, and it did at that point. Like it was like death and then birth. Like Aslan was born right after that. I had a bunch of new things come into my life, new creations, new business ideas, new all these things. People, like someone came into my life that felt really aligned with me. And so that is the natural progression. One of my best friends, she lost her parents, both of her parents, within a year, and then also got pregnant within that year. And so it was like unexpectedly too, which is so exciting because she's going to be a wonderful mom. And so it was intense ending and then beautiful beginning. And so if you're going through the ending right now, feel everything that's going to be coming up, feel it intensely, like allow it to move through your body. Otherwise it just will get stored there, and a part of you can be like trapped in that timeline a bit. The only way that we can really feel it is by actually experiencing it, not, getting lost in social media, not getting lost in distraction, alcohol and weed and all these different things. Then we don't actually get to free ourselves from that ending and allow the beautiful things that are meant to come in. So if you've been experiencing the endings and the grief and the stages of that and the emotions that come up with that, maybe you don't even realize that you've been experiencing an ending like that. And like sometimes the mind, it doesn't even validate what we're going through. And so then we don't even realize that these emotions that are coming up are because we're processing and we're grieving the ending of something and the beginning of something. And so you're allowed to feel these things. And I think that like the most beautiful way that I've found myself experiencing hardship and loss is in sadness and all these things, and even like the anger and the irritability, which I never normally get, but it had come up like a month ago when we started getting these solar flares and like 3A Atlas really started getting active in our upgrades. I really started to feel like very irritable for like 24 hours. And so there's a place to be where you don't lose yourself in it, where you are feeling it and experiencing it. And there's also the awareness of you that is saying, I am having a human experience. I am experiencing these emotions. I'm experiencing these illusions because I want to, and I chose this, and it's a gift, but it's not real. It's not me. It's not everything, right? And of course, it feels very real, and to some extent, it is very real in this reality. But I think when you can have both of those experiences, you give yourself permission, and you also stay very anchored and aligned in your truth and free in your truth, and then also free to be on that journey rather than feeling like it has to be anything other than it is. Because this is the beautiful gift of being a human, is having the heartbreak, is having the confusion, is having, the unexpected. Like, how beautiful is it that when things start to end, when we experience loss, when we go through these times, that, something new is going to enter our world and enter our life. Like, just how I was talking about yesterday, when my 4-year relationship came to an end, I immediately, like when I had finally made that decision to end it and to, go on to the next thing, is right when I came across Arlo, my dog, and I saw a photo of him, and I was like, that is part of me. Like, that dog is meant to be in my life. Doesn't make sense to get him right now, but I'm going to go fly and get him. So I did. And he's like the best decision I ever made. He's the best dog, especially for this lifestyle of traveling around the world. And so we're in Ireland right now, if you don't know, and headed onto the next adventure soon. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm thinking maybe Portugal, maybe. Yeah, I think maybe Portugal for a few months, and focus on NŌVÉ. So soft launch NŌVÉ. You can click the link below and go check that out. Also, if you want to join Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, that is available, and it is my most powerful subconscious work that I've ever done for myself, and I've done a lot of subconscious reprogramming. I love all my programs. I think they're all great for their own purposes, but Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, like this technique of listening to your own voice while you're sleeping, it's groundbreaking. It's truly groundbreaking. It is what I experienced in my ending and my void. It's what came through and what was birthed through me, I guess. And I'm so grateful and so honored to have had this experience, this idea come to me, and to get to experience the profoundness of it myself, and then to have so many of you in it. So if you want to sign up for that, it's linked below. It's a course. It tells you exactly how to set up your Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis and listen to it every night and reprogram your mind and unravel the subconscious blocks in your dreams, in your reality following the days following. So it's super, super powerful. Another little update. The van, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I need to be in Ireland just a little bit longer. It will all make sense soon. I already kind of have an idea of why that is, based off some family stuff and what I might have to be here for some family things. But my van, I thought it was one issue, so I sent it back into, after retiring it, thinking I was going to retire it. We thought that maybe it was the release bearing, this new mechanic. He took out the gearbox and everything, and he doesn't think it's the release bearing or the clutch anymore. He thinks it's the gearbox, which would be fine if there were semi-automatic gearboxes in Ireland. So I guess that's like not really a thing for this model of van, this Renault semi-automatic. It's like a very, very special, rare, unique van is what everyone tells me. And nobody really understands it. It's a French-made van, and everyone hates it because it's so confusing, I guess. But I'm just putting my intention out there. Anything's possible because this is all an illusion. So I'm going to make the illusion what I want. So I choose that there is a semi-automatic gearbox here available, and that this mechanic will find it, or my contacts will find it. What's so funny is this full circle, how everything works out. And so I hope that this provides you some trust in the unknown right now. But here in Ireland, I was trying to figure out how to get out of Ireland and get into the next adventure. I retired the van for a little bit because I was like, no one knows how to fix it, and I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. I don't want to be here when it's cold and it's getting windy and cold here. And so I had started looking at cars, and I looked at this one car, and I was gonna get it, but I had a hard time getting the insurance on it because I don't have a European driver's license yet, and still US. And so the guy who I met from Facebook, he's been very kind. He was going to help me get insurance. He's trying to help me find an insurance that would work, and it wasn't working. And then he even offered to put me on his personal insurance, which I was like, that's so kind. But no, I don't, because I had already decided at that point to fix the van. The van had already gone back into the shop. And I was like, I think I'm gonna get the van fixed. And he's like, let me know if you need any parts or anything. I know people. And so I was like, great. But I was thinking, I don't need any parts. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be easy. It's really sparing. And then last night I got that news that I do need a part. And so full circle, I texted him for help finding this part. So it's just funny how life, like we were talking about yesterday, it leads you in all these places. And it's like, why did I go on this journey of looking at a car when it's like, it doesn't even really make any sense for me to get a car in Ireland when I would have to come back here once a year and manage a car, or import it, but then it's on the other side of the road because Europe drives on the other side of the road than Ireland. And so I was like, why did I do that? And now that all makes sense. Potentially, we'll see, because he could have been the person to find me the part to go down that other path. So trust the timing of your life. Trust why you're being taken on these side quests. Trust that when there is an ending and when you're experiencing all the emotions that come with that it is with a purpose, and that the way, like, we are not just a mind. We are not just our soul. We are not just our body. We have to find the divine union of the three. We have to allow ourselves to feel those physical experiences of grief, of changing, of transforming. Like we talk about in Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, how when you're jumping into a new timeline, you often experience these physical symptoms, like actual physical symptoms, ascension symptoms, and or like the emotions that come with it, of the change of letting go. And yeah, I think that this message was just really inspired because I've had a really heart open, sad, tough 24 hours, tough few years really, but really it's getting much harder because someone that I really love, one of my favorite people on earth, is not doing well, and could potentially only have a few days, maybe a few weeks. It'd be great if it was months. It's part of the human experience is loving people and losing people. And so I just know that, like, going through this right now, it makes me think about like my friends who I know have lost people that they love, and I've only lost really one person before that I felt really close to, but this is like my everything. And we all go through this at some point. And so I felt like I had to talk about this today because there's a part where it's like, we all go through this, and in a way it's like, it's almost like normalized. It's like, well, we all go through it. But when you're in it, it's like, it feels like, how could we all possibly be going through this? Like this is so painful. It is so painful. It's so hard. It is earth-shattering. And and it's part of the human experience. And so in this right now, like I was saying earlier, there's a part of me that knows that it's not actually the end. But there's another part of me that is like, we're so here in this reality. It's so hard when our reality changes like that. And when it is a definite ending. And it's also hard when you can see the ending, but you're not there yet, and you're in this in-between place of trying to enjoy where you are now while also knowing what you are going to experience soon and how it's only going to get more intense for a while. And also feeling like you maybe have to, be present in other areas of your life when this is feeling all-consuming. And so if you've experienced this grief, you're not alone. You're really not alone. We often go through these things alone. But the fact that we all go through it, I think, is almost kind of comforting. And it makes me feel even more connected to everybody. And it reminds me that we're all in this human experience, really giving it our best, really pouring our hearts out, really surrendering to this intense experience here on earth. Like I hear it all the time that, in these spiritual conversations of like earth school is like really meant to be intense. That's why we came to earth, is because we thought we really could just go through so much ascension so quickly. And I don't know that other planets are like this. I don't know. I'm sure I do know deep down, but it's quite the experience here. So if this resonated with any of you guys, let me know. I wasn't sure. I'm not even sure if I'll post this. I wasn't sure if I would show up today because I don't know what I need right now. I think that's one of the hardest parts of it, is I don't know what I need. I obviously am gonna reach out to my friends. They're mostly on a different time zone, and I have my therapist, and I have people in my life. But being here in Ireland, it makes it harder. And so also getting that news that the van is going to take longer makes it harder too. But it just requires like a deep surrender of trusting that it's all unfolding in perfect timing, and trusting that I'm in the right place at the right time for what's happening. And, knowing that we're never alone. I'm super grateful that I'm not alone, and I hope that you guys always feel that you're not alone in the endings and the grief and the confusion. Hello. Exactly. This cat has never come near me before. His name's Ginger. Hello, buddy. You're gonna come into my lap? No. She's like, we're not that close. Oh. One of the things that really helps me whenever I do feel, in an instant moment of like last night when this was all kind of happening intensely, it was like the middle of the night, and I was like, who do I lean on right now at this time? And we have our divine team, we have our angels and guides, we have them all the time with us. And that's why I never really experience loneliness ever since I developed that relationship with them. Like I can feel them like hugging me and loving me and offering me guidance and offering me, everything that I need. And also my animals are like my earth angels, and they really, really help. They're so sweet and so intuitive. Arlo really, really is intuitive with me. And so he he just lays on my chest and he cuddles here and he like gives me a huge hug whenever I'm sad. So thank you guys for being here. If I'm not here for a little while, it's because I'm moving through the grief and progressing with that. So we'll see, and allow yourself to feel it all and to love yourself and to connect with those around you and to lean on who you need to lean on, and trust that with every ending there is a beginning, and that this is the experience of creation here on earth. Love you guys so much. If you want to sign up for Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis or any of my other programs, they are linked below, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for being here with me. If you're here with me right now, thank you for holding space for me, and I hope that this at all helped you in some way, or at least helped you feel seen if you have felt this too. So I'll see you later. Bye.